Season 2, the good old Fortnite. Playing this game was amazing. I would come home from school, completely disregard my homework, and hop into duos with my best friend. The amount of fun we had with this game was simply incredible. There was nothing that we were playing more at the time. It was just strictly Fortnite. With it being a super fun game, what could have went wrong here? How is it a different game, and why is it not the same? We answered these questions in today's video. When we first started playing together, me and my friends, Bones WK, we were both noobs. I mean, the biggest noobs ever. We sat in so many bushes, and when I say so many, I actually mean it. So many bushes. I was the bush king. I had memorized the best place to put my character, so I was not poking out of the bush. I made sure I wasn't using a skin with tall hair, and if a skin had a back bling on, it was a no-go for me. Now believe me and my friend Bones, we were top dog noobs. I feel like out of the, 2,000 bushes on the map, I can successfully say that I've sat in about 1,000 of them, and that's 50% of all of the bushes on the map. Pretty crazy. We literally sat in bushes all the time, hoping to get our first victory royale. Playing the game like this was obviously boring. I mean, how can you play like this but have fun? We were sitting in one spot the whole game. Every single game. In any other game, if we did that over and over again, we would get tired of it. But it just felt like this game was different, very different. It was really just unlike anything we ever played or did. Sitting in bushes all day, for some reason, that was fun. And Fortnite during Season 1 and 2 was just a boatload of fun. Season 2 brought many different things, and it was way different than Season 1. Learning how to double pump was a struggle. But when you mastered it, it was well worth the wait. Imagine using one pump shotgun, getting 100 damage, and then switching to your SMG, and then getting about, 40 damage. That's nice, right? Well, Season 2 had some awesome tactics. Imagine shooting 2 pump shotguns in rapid succession. You're gonna deal around 200 damage in 2 seconds. And you might have been lucky to get a headshot, which in Season 2, shotguns, if they hit you in the head, dealt a glorious and generous amount of damage, over 200. Just imagine, you're popping a chug jug and you feel good. You come around the corner and you get one-tapped by a great pump. If you were on the receiving end of one of those blasts, you would rage. Simply, that's what you would do. You would be mad. You have full health. You should not die. But you do, because the shotguns were just that good. Season 2 was at a time where there was no skins, at all in the whole game. The only skins that you would really see were default skins, or battle pass skins, or you might have been lucky and saw one of those try-hard bright bombers that were always in someone's game. I remember every single streamer back then in the Season 1, 2, and 3 days would use the bright bomber. It was just that try-hard skin. I remember Dakotas and Allie and all of them. They would throw that on and they would go crazy. Now, we just talked about skins, how they were barely in the game. And speaking of things that were barely in the game, the items basically were shields, chug jugs, bandages, medkits, smoke grenades, and grenades. That was basically it. There was nothing really fun in the game. I mean, you had your grenades and your heals, and that was pretty much it. There was nothing really extra. Compared to what we have now, it was simpler. It was a very simple time back then. Most of the things that we have in the game now were added after Season 2. Season 2 was probably the most revolutionary season for Fortnite because it brought in so many different changes. It introduced Tilted Towers, which will forever be the most populated place on the Fortnite map. Even if they remove it, people are still gonna find a way to land there. Now, around the time of Season 2, I had literally 0 wins. And like I said, I was the biggest noob ever. I sucked at this game. I didn't even take advantage of building. And when I got shot at, I jumped. And I don't mean I jumped in the game. In real life, I jumped. I especially jumped when I was in a bush, focused on my phone, and then heard the crack of a bolt-action sniper rifle. Just imagine you're in a bush, you still have your headset on, you're just listening for footsteps, and then you hear, you're gonna die. It's that simple, and that stuff used to terrify me. I want to do a quick test. Not a big test, but I want to ask you guys a question, and I want you guys to answer it. Does it feel like you get more scars now than before? Because in Season 2, if you got a gold scar, or even a purple one, the game was won by you. You were going to win the game because that's how dominant that weapon was. They were just super rare to get. So once you did get it, you were going to wreak havoc on everybody in the lobby. So does it feel like they're more common now? because in my opinion, I used to never get them, and now I feel like I get scars every, 6 chests. Now, you're probably asking, why am I talking about Season 2 so much? Why not any other season? I mean, isn't this video Fortnite doesn't feel the same? Like, why am I only talking about Season 2? Well, Season 2 is where I, feel like it started to go down, and I mean really decrease in fun. In Season 3, we had crazy additions to the game. It seemed like it was going to be good. We had a new battle pass, which featured more items than we've ever seen, new updates such as turbo building and things like that. It was awesome. It was playing out to be the best season ever. It's basically like Season 2, but more items, plus a plethora of updates and tweak, like auto material switch. What's not to like about that? Well, there's a lot. Now, the whole season of Season 2, I practiced my game while kinda sitting in bushes. I still tried every once in a while, and when I did try, I wanted to be like the pros. I used to watch Daquan and Dakota's, and I would copy what they did. And you know what they did? They used double pump. So I started to use double pump. Working on the finger movement for me was just super hard to get down. I've never been someone who could, focus on something and get it immediately. I've always been that type of dude. If I focus on something, I can do it really well. I just can't get it down very quickly. So it was pretty hard for me, but eventually I had it down pat. And of course, I learned and perfected it around the last day of Season 2. And if you know what's coming up next, you're gonna feel bad for me. It was the last couple days of Season 2, and I just learned how to double pump pretty much perfectly. My aim was on, and I knew how to switch at the perfect time. I felt amazing, I was winning games, and I was just doing good. The double shotguns were not letting me down. I felt like I was gonna go into Season 3 as a new player, getting rid of those bush tactics, and I would become someone who can use the shotguns very well. And that didn't quite happen. I got home from school on the day of Season 3, and double pump felt weird. It wasn't the same at all. It was slow and basically unusable. How nice is that? This didn't directly ruin the game for me, but why would I get used to something and then have to not use it? It sucked. I still played pretty often, and I still enjoyed the game as a whole. I just wasn't happy with some of the things that they did. It didn't really make sense to me why they would add something in the game, keep it in, and wait for people to get used to it, and then just take it out and make us go back to our old ways. We're gonna mention something like that later. It has to do with the same thing. I guess Epic Games loves to add in stuff, make people used to it, and then take it out and make people get used to the old game, because that's what it seems like they're doing, because it's happened plenty of times. It just felt like building to me. If you didn't know how to build, you were going to be punished by the people who knew how to build. Same thing with double pump. If you didn't know how to double pump, you were going to be punished by the people who did. It's just the same thing pretty much. And the noobs were the only ones complaining about it. There weren't really any pro players complaining because they learned it. The noobs just didn't take the time to learn it. And I guess the noobs won the fight because double pump was tweaked. We've talked about Season 2 and Season 3, but Season 4 was different. So different. What changed? What was different? It just changed so much from here. I don't know if it was like this for everyone, but Season 4 was great. So many good additions, like random outfits and many hotfixes to glitches and things that we had to deal with the whole time in Season 3. Now you're probably saying, if you say it had so many nice things, why is it different? Well, I played this game so much. From Season 1 to Season 4 every single day. This was over the summer as well, and I played every day of the summer, and whenever we did have school, I would get home and play the game. Season 1, 2, and 3, I didn't make YouTube videos, so I was on my grind. So with me playing so much, it was starting to get boring. I had plenty of wins. I was actually good, and wins wouldn't satisfy me anymore. I just needed something else to help me satisfy my needs. Back then, getting a win was amazing. I remember the first time I won, I was going crazy. I ran up and down my stairs screaming, "Let's go!" Now I'll win and I'll be like, "Let's go." I needed something to satisfy me, but there was nothing. None of the new items, new locations, new skins, or even new game modes even came close to feeling good to me. The game was just dying to me. Everyone may not relate to this, but for sure, if you played a lot, you definitely feel different about this game than you used to. It felt so different to me that I didn't want to play. Skins were getting leaked, I was winning 10 games a day, and we didn't find fun in sitting in bushes anymore. It was just so different. My friend Bones, I used to play with him Season 1 through 4. This is when he stopped playing Fortnite. My duo partner for 6 months was just gone like that. Simply. He said it was boring, and I kinda agreed with him. But there was some power behind his statement. His statement meant a lot when he told me it was boring. He was that dude who would always tell me, get online, I'm trying to play Fortnite. But now he was telling me, I'm getting offline. I'm not going to play Fortnite. And that hit me hard. I felt kinda sad. I mean, the game we've been playing for 6 months now, we weren't gonna play as often. It just changed drastically from there. And it was not the same bush camping game. Now season 5, 6, and 7 was a blur to me. You might ask, why? Well, let's keep it simple. I didn't play the game. My best friend stopped for a while, and I was not dealing with solos, so I quit. And this was huge because I still posted Fortnite videos. So the only time I would get on was for a video, and I did not enjoy the game. Let's take a deep dive and see what I posted. Basically, I made cosmetic videos every single day, which were videos where I talked about certain cosmetics, and each video had a different kind of theme to it. There's one funny thing about these. The thing was, I didn't have to go into game to make these videos, so it was perfect. I told you guys I didn't like playing the game, and I made videos on the game that you guys wanted, but I didn't play the game. It was just amazing for me. On all of these videos, there was comments saying, weren't you level 7 2 weeks ago? And yes, I was. I just didn't play the game. The reason for this was I didn't want to stray away from the content I made, but I didn't want to play the game. So what was the best idea? Cosmetic videos. They were working, and I kind of enjoyed them. Getting on and talking for around 10 minutes so I could get my money was fun, I guess. It was better than playing the game that I didn't enjoy. Now let me be real with you guys. Around season 6, when I posted Fortnite videos, I didn't enjoy YouTube at all. I was posting things that I didn't enjoy. How can that be fun? Well, it wasn't. Throughout these 3 seasons, I don't even know what happened in the Fortnite community. I got on the game, recorded an item shop video, and then I was done. That was very boring in my opinion. Now, all the way from season 2, all the way to season 7, it's changed a lot, and I have some pretty strong opinions on how this game turned out and just what it is now. So, what went wrong with Fortnite? Fortnite was the seemingly perfect and most fun game ever to all of us. What just happened to it? One thing, I think doing anything too much will burn you out, and that's definitely what happened in my case. We played this game way too much, and we got what we deserved. A game that wasn't fun anymore. Some of the updates, I feel, kinda just strayed me away from the game. Like I mentioned earlier, Season 2 got me getting used to double pump, and then they seemingly made it so I couldn't do it anymore. That bummed me out. Also, glider redeploy. They brought it out randomly, and we had to get used to something. And about 2 weeks later, we got used to it, and we were happy with it, and then they took it out. We were like, what? Like, why would you do this? What are you doing? And then about 2 or 3 weeks later, they brought it back as an item. And we were like, why do you keep on changing these things? We just want something set in stone so we can adapt to the meta. But the meta is always changing. And for me, I don't enjoy that. I think it just sucks to keep having to learn new things because the game is changing. And also a huge thing for me was just overall, the game fell off. For me and my friends, it was a huge part of us, but it just steadily kept breaking away. And that leads us to now, Season 7, almost to Season 8, we don't even play together. All of the friends that I used to play with, like Spy WK, we don't play. We went from playing the game with each other every day to every other day to not even playing anymore. And it's just sad because the game fell off. Now this is probably the last Fortnite related video I will do, just because I simply just don't enjoy recording videos on this game. To me, it just doesn't feel like the same game. If you're new around here, I post quality videos like this when I can because they kind of take a long time to edit, so you might as well subscribe, because who doesn't want to see entertaining videos? Let me know what you think about Fortnite. Are you still having as much fun as you did before? I doubt anyone's gonna say yes, because like I said, it's really easy to get burnt out. But I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Baby, I don't know what I do for you. Understand that this lifestyle new to you, but it's new to me, so it's new to me. Never thought I'd see my face on TV, but baby, you supposed to just ride. I ain't never gonna tell you no lies. All that shit I be feeling inside, way too deep, you can look in my eyes.